Welcome to the PoPolitickin show. Founded in 2008, PoPolitickin is a hip-hop meets self-help brand. With each interview, we teach the babies and share success secrets with you, the listener. Past guests of the PoPolitickin show include Yo Gotti, Currency, MC Light, BG, Dead Prez, Rashida, Project Pat, and more. We also showcase the future upcoming stars of hip-hop. Subscribe on iTunes and get automatic updates of each podcast episode.
PoPolitickin.com.
What's up? This is Nate B. I'm on PoPolitickin. You can download and stream The Hobby on iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, and other streaming sites. Follow me on Instagram at Listen to Nate B. Wham Bammy.
Take back music.
Yeah, take that back when I bust on a track like you getting 22 in blackjack. Call a snap rap, pat, pat, pitty, pat, pat. Sharp as a lumberjack axe, spit hacks at the mentally handicapped rap. Shower flow, get wet, stepped on like a bath mat. Oh, I'ma switch this flow. I'ma say what they say, I'ma get this dough. Cliche, with my wrist on froze all day. I'ma hit this drove. Wait, I'ma flip the mode. I did those 3 bars, picking my nose. See, it's easy to myself, I'm thinking eeny, miny, mo, whose toe should I grab? Did you know that I'm bad? Did you know that I rap? Did you know that I have to open a notepad with a free flow app that I click into the gift vocab and a vocab they don't have, so they won't go at. They know that it's no match, man. Here's my beer, hold that and give me the mic, 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 can I give me the give me the mic, so. Why is that stuff still illegal up in my state? If it was legal, it would probably help the crime rate. They say it's evil, but it puts a smile on my face and gives me such a peaceful and loving mind. I'm happy, give it, yammas in words that matter. None of them, yamma, shimma, tama. Come again, what'd you say? Just say you're mumbling. Is it the verse you're fumbling on? Pick it up, run it in different flows. I'm juggling, you might start to hear the thunder when they give me the mic and I lyrically fight, defending our rights, telling people unite, just friendly advice and insightful invite into the light. Yeah, frequency 432. Yeah, from Mr. Burner to you. Yeah, cause energy is the mood. Yeah, get energy from the moon. Give me the mic, 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 give me the light, give me the mic, 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 give me the shine like daybreak, coming through the gateway like shimmy, y'all, shimmy and shimmy, yay, treat them like tay, take the mic away, make a vacate, got a meal of Mayday, when they go cray, and waylaying with a syllable melee, and spray flame, draining his brainwave, so the brainstem is the main vein, smile in the face if they hate, just say, hey, have a great day.
Welcome back to PoPolitickin.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. Make sure you follow our podcast on Spotify. 1212, I'm in the place to be with Nate B. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, PoPolitickin?
I'm great. That rhymed. I'm in the place to be with Nate B. All right. You don't want me to get on the mic. Anyway, how's everything with you today?
Good, man. Kind of catching up on life. Been busy with some projects coming up and kind of relaxing today.
All right. So
politicking with you.
Cool. So the first thing, I just want you to talk about your hometown. Let us know where you're from.
Yeah, I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. I not my favorite lifestyle, I must admit, but it's a good place to live, low cost of living, I guess I could say. But the hip hop scene is coming along. I'm a little older, so when I was first getting in about 12 years ago, not my favorite scene, so it's growing and getting better, and got some people that are on my same frequency now. So, yeah, that's the nap. Very, very country, though, I must say. It's very country. A lot of folk singing, not hating, but taking a while for hip-hop to take off in the nap.
And then, so where are you at right now? Because I met you at the rap contest in San Diego. So do you live in San Diego, or?
No, that's crazy, man. I was actually kind of on a family vacation. My aunt lives in San Diego, and they had kind of contacted me in a way, or just we bumped into each other. You know how social media is now, and I got in the contest, and it was just perfect little timing.
All right. So how
Yeah.
long have you been involved with music? What got you into it?
Oh wow, bro. As far as music, my whole life. As far as making it, I would say like 15 years. I'm an old guy. I'm 37, so I don't know if you even knew that.
That ain't old. Jay-Z 50.
I love it, right? That's why I'm kind of gas pedaling now with it, because of age doesn't matter now as much as it did in the 90s, as you probably know. But so yeah, I was always a sports dude growing up, really, really big into basketball, kind of wanted to coach, but always loved hip hop, man. Freestyled, messed around a lot, and then a friend of mine, about, like I said, 12, 15, I don't know the exact timing, he graduated from IUPUI here in Indy and was doing a final project, had to make 3 songs, and asked me to do them. And he got an A+, I must say. And we took off, kind of started doing music. Did 1 CD, which is the Green Album. That's just on Bandcamp right now. But, you know, I sell that locally still at shows and stuff. But, yeah, so did that, did some shows. Got to meet a couple people. But then it kind of stopped when we had kids. We both had kids at the same time. And I kind of let that responsibility halt my music for a little bit. And the last year or two, we let it blast back off. And here we go. Been meeting people like you and getting different opportunities and kind of following that little journey.
And then who are some of your influences in music?
Oh, man, answering this question, I really should start with just Dre. Because like I told you, like, music has been a part of my whole life. So, like Snoop, when I was younger, I love his delivery, flow, style. Like, as I became more of like a lyrical dude, I love you, Snoop, but I kind of noticed he's starting to repeat himself a little. But through that time, it was Pac and just Dre's umbrella. So obviously that extends to Eminem and even a little Kendrick now. More of a listener of Kendrick. I don't know how much of an influence he is yet. But anyway, through that time, I've fucking loved Redman. He's definitely an influence, along with the Nas's and Lupe's and Mos Def type people. So as far as them all influencing me, I try to mix that up as far as some conscious, the silliness of Redman, and you know, the lyrical syllable wordplay of dudes like M and Lupe. And yeah.
Yeah, you said Dre. I thought you said, so Dr. Dre, I thought you was talking about Drake.
No. Let's not confuse that. Sorry, Dr. Dre. And I mean, I guess you could mix that up with Andre 3000. He was also an influence as well.
All right, you kind of hit on this, but I want you to talk about your style a little bit and what do you feel makes you unique from other artists?
Well, kind of what I just said as far as trying to mix it up. I feel like a lot of artists might try to stick to one message or one image, so to speak. So I try to have that balancing act, but obviously, man, kind of being an older dude from Indiana is different. So that sets me apart for one. But now, if you're talking mainstream, like in today's game, just being conscious and trying to spread that enlightenment, which I try to do through, you know, the metaphors and the wordplay, and not being so preachy with it. But yeah, so I would say trying to push that positive vibe, which I feel like is coming alive. But that's what sets me apart from the you know, mainstream vibe, at least to me.
What do you love about music?
Oh man, I do it for self-expression. That's what I've always loved about it. I just love who doesn't love music? You know, everybody's got their own kind of music they like, but music makes everybody take a different mood or their right mood, a happy mood. It is probably the best emotional experience and the best common thing that we as people share, really. So, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do through mine, is hopefully crossing boundaries. You know, I take on doing some opening and doing some rock shows around here just to try to spread, you know, hip hop to people that might not know it or have the wrong impression of it. So that's why I love music, man. It tears down boundaries, and I'm just trying to be a part of that.
And what is hip hop to you?
Like I led off and kind of got off of expression, self-expression. That's why, like, even though to me, no matter where you're from, if you like hip hop, you probably understand that you can vibe with a person that might be from the streets, but you aren't, because that's that person's expression. So that's something I've always understood, and that's what I love about hip hop. And I hope that, you know, anybody listens to this interview, they get that from me, is that that's where I'm coming from. So enjoy the entertainment of it. I love the wordplay, man. That's like one of my favorite drives of doing it, is that battle for me of trying to tie in that wordplay with spreading the message. So entertaining while enlightening. And I love that challenge of my expression.
All right. Then we got this term. I guess it's a new term, but it's not really a new idea, called culture vultures. So what do you feel that you're adding to the culture of hip hop with your music?
Whew. I can't stand that term. I know probably I might catch that just on a racial thing sometimes. Are you asking me how I know I'm not one?
No, I'm asking you. See, that's what I'm asking you. So, what are you putting? Basically, I mean, it's not even about race. Like, I feel like anybody that's basically just taken from the culture and they're not bringing back into the culture is culture vulture. I don't necessarily think it's a race. So, just what are you adding to the culture of hip hop?
I am adding more art, more creativity, different ways to take rhyming and the music, period. Different avenues. Right now, I'm bringing it to my state, and like I said, and started off with trying to take it to people that are unaware. So adding to the culture would be spreading hip hop to an area where it is not felt yet.
Yeah.
The true art of it. Like, so much, and not anybody from Indy, I know people listen, I'm not totally dissing, but it's so much of the art of lyricism and just the true, the true art of hip hop is not felt here. And it's like that throughout the Midwest in certain areas.
Yeah,
that's go ahead, I'm sorry.
I actually just interviewed this guy, and he went on tour with Tech Nine, and he was telling me, like, he went through the Midwest, and he said it was so crazy. Because we was kind of talking about kind of race in hip-hop, and he's a black guy, but he was talking about how he went through the Midwest, and he was saying most of the audience were white people, but then he was saying, like, when he was talking to the white people, a lot of the white people, they only knew black people through, like, music or TV. So is it like mostly white people where you at, or is it mixed? How's it out there?
Well, I'm from the city, or I've lived in the city most of all of my life. So for me, no. If you're in the city, no. But outside of Indianapolis, it's pretty much flat and farms and white people. So. Yeah, that as I'm saying, I guess you just brought up something I should be hitting on, is through my music to those surrounding areas. It's me introducing them to people I just brought up, influences, and other local acts to show them, look, this is hip hop. It's not just what you see on TV. It's and even those who they would consider street rappers or whatever, that would be their self-expression. And now maybe that can be a bridge to them seeing what it's like, you know. So, yeah, that's the, kind of the mission, man.
I would say, but they can't that like backfire? Can't somebody like you saying these people are not aware of? So they probably looking at you like, what the hell is he doing? Why is he trying to do this black people music? Do you get that?
That's that I know that's the other side of the sword, man. And there's two sides to everything, but that's part of it. And I have to be myself, so I am fine with that.
Right.
You know, and that's them and that's their energy. So I'll let them be, and they can stay there while some may come, you know.
All right.
So
then what are your current projects you're working on right now?
Right now, speaking of taking hip hop other places, not that Hamilton didn't do a really good job, but a guy at one of my shows came up and he writes plays. There's a it's called the Fringe Fest in Indianapolis. I think that it's other cities too. But we have one here downtown every August. And he asked me to be a part of it. So I've been putting a lot of time into that, rhyming my lines as far as dialogue in the play and doing music for it. So I have that coming up in August. And I'm doing a little baby EP that I'm going to release, kind of timing with that, tied in with that. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And then after that, man, just going to take off and I'm going to start doing singles, I think, instead of releasing all albums. But I'm in the process of deciding what's up after this play and this little EP. So,
and what are your interests outside of music?
My children, my family. I have two beautiful daughters, 10 and 3, that are pretty much the rest of my time. Besides, you know, making money to provide for them. But the family life, as I told you earlier, man, sports has been a lot of my life. So I've kind of faded away from that the more I've got into music. But yeah, a lot of meditation. I'm into the enlightenment. I read a lot. So my wife is a health coach. So I'm into gotten a lot more into diet and stuff like that, taking care of myself.
Well, what kind of books you read?
Oh, man. I went through a little stage. I was super political and reading like all of George Orwell's works. But now mainly enlightening books or, as you would say, esoteric science books is what I'm getting into, actually. Buddhism. Learning the different religions. It's into all that, man.
All right. What would you say your top 3 goals for your career are right now?
Woo! So much of that I don't look at like accolades or financial gain. I know it might be cliche or general. So I would really just have to say to be the best dad that I could. And do the best I could in that area. But to reach as many as I can, as I told you, like with the play coming up, and I have some other stuff in my mind to do, like geared towards children and the youth, and involving hip-hop and possible books and stuff. So just reaching as many as I can with, you know, the message and vibe that I want to push, and being nice to people, Po. Just being really cool to people. So I know it might be general, man, but that's it. That really is it.
And where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
5 years from now, doing yoga on a mountain plateau. No, I'm clowning. Hopefully. No, but man, honestly, traveling, pushing some sort of entertainment, helping my wife change lives through health. That's it right there. That's the answer. Yeah.
And what advice would you give to new artists?
New artists, definitely the young ones. Be yourself, number one. Do not let opinion, money change your soul, which is what you are putting on that music. And that is a quote from KRS-One, not Nate. Your soul is in this music, so don't let anything change you. Number one, be you, and do it independently. That's what hip-hop's doing. You don't have to do it with a label. So if you want to do the label thing, do the label thing, but try to do it on your own.
What would you like to say to your fans and your supporters?
Thank you so much for liking Nate B and listening to Nate B. And talk to people about Nate B. Tell everyone about Nate B. And now that you're probably listening to this interview, become a fan of PoPolitickin and push the same message as me. Don't just push Nate B, push the message. So, yeah.
I want to say thanks for coming through politicking with me.
Right on. Thank you, Po. Nice to meet you, and thanks for the opportunity, man.
Yeah, you want to tell me your social media and everything?
Yeah, that's what my game needs to pick up on. But at Listen to Nate B is what you can find me at anything. That's the number 2 at Listen to Nate B. And yeah. Woo. Search The Hobby is my latest release on any Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, all of that. The Hobby, Nate B. Yes.
PoPolitickin.com.
Peace, love, we should hug more. Let's all just get wasted like money on the drug war. Really? Christians, Muslims, put down your gun or sword. Your hate makes your God look like a slumlord. It doesn't make sense like calling a nun a whore, but it makes dollars and cents to blow up the front door of a land, start a war. Get your hands on some source of energy or commodity on that property, then bring that back to profit, the proper monopoly. Oil in Iraq is optimal. Lobbying. Black gold. Afghanistan has got a lot of poppy seeds, and that's an opiate that makes heroin. It's back from the sticks to the trap. Everywhere's where it's at. Now that adds stacks to the private prison business contract. You hear me? Another reason federally there isn't legal weed. Is this a theory or this conspiracy? Murders from ISIS, Ebola, Ferguson, ISIS, Ebola. Murders from ISIS, Ebola. Fear. Murders from ISIS, Ebola, Ferguson, ISIS, Ebola. Murders from ISIS, Ebola. Fear. What's a conspiracy? The worldwide violence, the American diet, intellectual silence. It doesn't like us, it hides. It's an alliance of financial giants and a family tree of tyrants. Open our eyelids, it owns the media that lies and is biased and is designed to divide us. NBC with CBS and ABC and FOX, the corporate voice box. Poison info like Monsanto did the soy crops. Let the elite treat this world like a toy box. Do they have it the way they made it? Is blatant, plan for ages, strangulate us, over-medicate us, and vaccinate us. Is it a mistake? Some of these children go to a doctor visit, get some shots to act all different. Is that eugenics that they call autistic? Is the mission depopulate the system, keep people and feel like sheep? Is this a theory or this conspiracy? Medicine, hamburger, soda, hamburger, medicine, soda, medicine, hamburger, soda, clear. Medicine, hamburger, soda, hamburger, medicine, soda, medicine, hamburger, soda, clear. America's in a coma, sitting on a sofa, watching a Kathy Lee and Hoda, sipping a Coca-Cola. Over in the Twilight Zone with the phone up, playing Pokemon Go like so what the whole world could blow up. Oh well, it is what it is. Yeah, it is, but what it is bullshit. And I get sick of what it is, so I get on beats and I pitch bitches and throw fits. But I'm focused on my energy, cause I know spreading negativity's the enemy's real conspiracy. So I'm positively stepping on that frequency they sending me. Defending we the people I'm venting. Please tell me, is this place united? Is it a divided state you live in? Is the place you live in been corrupt since Thanksgiving? And since Abe's war made him quit the slave whipping, the bankers came in and changed and made the game different. And then some paychecks came up with some change missing. Financial and mental enslavement is the main mission. And take the truth, twist it, relay it as fiction. Is it brain condition in the system created to maintain division through gaze, race, religion? and prey on the poor. Create war after war as they stay hidden like lies and pipelines behind soldiers, law enforcement, performance quotas, cowardly drones and tower implosions, fraternity secrecy, weakening currency, spirit, pineal mystery. Is it all theory or conspiracy?
The PoPolitickin Show is brought to you by Audible. With over 180,000 titles to choose from, Audible is great for any continuous learner wanting to grow and expand their knowledge and insight. Go to www.audibletrial.com/POaudio and get an audiobook of your choice free with a 30-day trial. After the trial, your paid membership will begin at $14.95 per month. With your membership, you will receive 1 credit every month, good for an audiobook on Audible. Cancel before your trial ends and you will not be charged. So go to www.audibletrial.com/POaudio and download a free book by Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, Napoleon Hill, Les Brown, Damon John, and more. Always remember that knowledge is power.